Hello, divine beings of light. Cosmic Acacia here. Welcome welcome back to Spiritually Escaping Religion's Illusions. This podcast is going to be about fatherhood and the divine masculine. When I started my spiritual path, I had no idea what divine masculine and divine feminine was or meant. In religion, all we had was the woman's role and the man's role. So it was very new to me. I encourage all of you that don't know what it is to do your own research and come up with your own perspective. But this podcast is going to be from my perspective with the relationship with my father and the divine masculine. But before I get started, I found a poem on YouTube, Lemon 8, entitled Divine Masculine. And I believe that this poem was probably written by a divine feminine to her divine masculine. But for this podcast, as I read this poem, I would like you to change the perspective, and as I'm reading it, imagine that this is a child speaking or writing this to the divine masculine father that has raised her with those divine masculine qualities. And then we'll go on from there. So here is the poem, Divine Masculine. My king, my protector, my heart's steady flame. A love so divine, it humbles my name. In the shelter of your arms, I find my place, safe in your presence, wrapped in grace. You are the stillness when my spirit shakes, the voice of calm when the whole world breaks. No armor needed, no mask to wear. With you I'm whole, I'm soft, I'm bare. You see the light within my pain, you hold my soul through sun and rain. My divine masculine, strong yet kind, a sacred mirror, heart and mind. In you I found what feels like home, a place where love is free to roam. You are my peace, my pulse, my prayer. In every breath, I find you there. So, from this child's perspective, if this was a child speaking to its masculine, divine masculine father, she's speaking from a place of safety, unconditional love, and wholeness. When the divine masculine qualities are not instilled and shown to a child in their formative years, then they are going to have troubles in being connected to their emotions and being able to express themselves. Some of the divine masculine qualities, I'll go over some of them, are strength, being courageous, logic, protective and strong, confident, but not dominating, responsible, vulnerable, open to sharing their feelings, a leader, but from a place of love and security, having empathy, and being nurturing. My father as I've said in my first podcast, was a preacher in our religion. And he came from a family in that religion as well. But the qualities that my father was missing was the qualities of vulnerability, empathy, nurturing, and some of the toxic qualities he had was dominance, control. I guess that's the same thing. Dominance, aggression, um, which is enough. Because as far as his emotional suppression, he didn't know how to regulate his emotions. And he didn't know how to teach me how to regulate my emotions. Thus, I kept everything inside, which eventually led to my health issues because I just stuffed everything down and I didn't express myself or my opinions. He had control over me, dominance over me. He was very strict. I had no independence unless I did what he wanted me to do. I never felt heard or understood. Never felt like that I could express my emotions and feel safe in doing so. I did not feel supported or nurtured by him. He never hugged me, reassured me when I was at those vulnerable moments in my life. He imposed his will. I actually felt more like I was in the military. We had our jobs to do. We did them. We obeyed. We did everything we were told to do. And if we didn't, we were punished. He spent more time with church people and filling their needs. And when he was home, he wasn't there. He didn't do things with me to connect. Didn't play games. So all those things, I working through a lot of my emotions and the traumas that all this caused with my shadow work. So it's just the importance of cultivating these divine masculine qualities and doing away with the toxic qualities. But when I started this spiritual journey back in 2024, my father came forward in a channel and explained a lot of this and took accountability for what he had done. And religion was one of the main things that caused all this issue. In religion, they don't bring out the vulnerability, the empathy, the nurturing for fathers. It just says in the Bible, provoke not your children to anger. But it doesn't bring out those qualities that I just mentioned. And those qualities are key to your emotional well-being. It just, the Bible and religion, just the man is the head of the family. The man is over the wife. The wife has to submit. The children have to obey. And so I want to share that channeling with you so you can see how religion affected his overall qualities of being the man or the masculine in religion. So I'll go ahead and share that with you now. This was back in April of 2024. This is your dad. I am your spirit guide that helps you with your channeling. When I passed on, I found that what I taught you was something that would be destructive for you in the long run. I wanted to be the guide that showed you the true knowledge of the universe, so you could help others in their search for true enlightenment. You have had a lot of trauma in your life and a lot of programming from different sources. I was a big part of your trauma and your lack of self-esteem and self-love. I need to take accountability for how I raised you when you were younger. I didn't realize what I was doing because of the programming I experienced. I saw a beautiful light around you that we wanted to contain. We were afraid to let you be that light because it went against everything that we believed at the time, and we wanted to protect you from the uncertainty of the world. We should have nurtured your gifts and dreams. I want you to have peace so you can heal from the childhood trauma of creating all your insecurities. I know the way I raised you was the reason all these insecurities, fears, doubts, and limitations are there. That is why I stepped up to be your guide. I didn't know or realize until I was on the other side, but it was also to facilitate your strength, perseverance, and resilience later on in your path and your purpose. You need to understand that what you did go through then was helping you gain the strength to handle situations now that you encounter on your spiritual path. You get to choose what you believe, where you are going in your life, and what happens in the transition to come. I've always doubted in what I believed. I had this underlying voice that was telling me that something was not right. There was something more, but I just held on to what was taught to me. We were erased. We were blocked. The agents of darkness used religion to diminish or smother everyone's light, keeping them in darkness using fear and control. Thus, I was an agent of darkness preaching that message, opening me up to negative energies at specific times of anger, control, and fear. The darkness would take over, and I wouldn't know how to channel or direct those emotions. Disassociation happens during the takeover, and the agents of darkness then step out, and things are very organized and seem okay, and then come back in again later to incite more fear and control. I now know that your light was meant to be shared, and we kept you from sharing and experiencing your light for a very long time. Stay positive, believe in yourself, love yourself, and know that I am guiding you to find your true, authentic self. I love you. So after I received this channel, I received it through writing, through automatic writing. And I thought, back when it says we were erased, we were blocked, I wondered what being spiritually erased and spiritually blocked meant. So I looked it up. And it says that spiritually erased means a loss of one's spiritual identity or purpose, forgetting one's true nature or their connection to the divine. So, what he was saying there was the agents of darkness cause them to lose their spiritual identity and purpose, making them forget their true nature and their connection to the divine. And then I looked up spiritually blocked, and it's spiritual disconnection, mental or emotional turmoil, unresolved trauma or emotional injuries. So the agents of darkness, also called mental and emotional turmoil, and the way he was raised and the way he was programmed, he had unresolved trauma and emotional injuries. So this just goes to show you that in order to heal and work at having those divine masculine qualities, these traumas and emotional injuries have to be healed. And we all have to remember our connection to the divine. So that is what I wanted to share with you today. I always like to finish a podcast with a oracle card from the angels. So I ask the angels to cleanse this deck of all negative energy, and that we ask for this card that is for our highest good, the collective's highest good. And while I'm mixing up these cards to receive the card, I want to remind you to like and subscribe. And I'm open for any comments or questions, or I welcome interaction with you all. And I'd also like to know how you would like to be a part of this channel. If you would like to ask questions, or what you want out of this channel. So let's see if the angels are going to give us a card today. Oh, there's one. Whoop. Oh, wow. I got the card. See, when I asked the angels the topic for my podcast, is I used this deck, and we got fatherhood and the divine masculine. So I'm thinking that the spirits want us to read what's in the book about that. So that's what we'll do. Read what the book says. I think that's pretty awesome. Confirmation that that's the message they wanted today. Okay. The relationship we have or didn't have with our Father creates a pattern from which the soul can learn and eventually fulfill its divine purpose. Father issues can be painful and may teach us we are never good enough, are unworthy of time and attention, have to manipulate others, or must change ourselves to receive love. As we learn to heal, positive father legacies can rise, revealing our strength to forge a unique and authentic path, and a willingness to believe in ourselves and take chances to fulfill our heart's desires. This oracle brings guidance and love for all fathers and children of all ages. Divine masculine energies are significant to your journey at this time. They may present in the form of men or as the inner qualities such as discernment, the motivation to move forward and take inspired risks, and commitment to that which has value for the heart. So, in this, there's also a prayer that I'm going to read about this subject. And if you just want to close your eyes and breathe deeply and slowly as I read, and concentrate on the words of this prayer. You can also put your hand on your heart if you'd like. Beloved Archangel Michael, you carry the loving tenderness, strength, encouragement, protection, and empowerment of the divine masculine, pure father energy in your heart. You believe in me and you love me. You know what I am capable of accomplishing and encourage me whilst allowing me to make and learn from my choices. You protect me, but you never stop me from growing into my power. You are there for me always. You never turn away, never judge, abandon, neglect, or criticize me. You believe in me, and I believe in you. I now choose to receive your love and heal my heart from the pain of human fallibility. I know it is not my worth or value that led to pain around my father, but rather the struggles and wounds humans have. These wounds can prevent us from loving and being there for each other as much as we want and need. Thank you for granting me what I missed out on. I can now move forward with love, forgiveness, and peace in my heart. So be it. So, divine beings of light, until next time, namaste.